Hello, this is a brief summary of or a brief introduction to the simple linear regression model under the assumption of homoscedasticity, and this is known as the random design model to be more precise. So here I have got pairs of random variable x1, y1, x2, y2, xn, yn. They are assumed to be IID. Y is supposed to be some effect and x is supposed to be some cause. So regression is a model is a means of modeling cause and effect relationship. So y is called the dependent variable, x is called the independent variable. The purpose of making this model is to study the effect of x on y. And now this is the simplest of all the models that come under the category of something called generalized linear models. So here what we have is x represents the cause and y represents the effect. So in pairs of observations which I am assuming to be independent, x1, y1, x2, y2, xn, yn, they are having the same joint distribution, and now the model is yi is equal to, so I am trying to estimate the value of y based on the value of x by fitting a straight line through this point. So when it is a curve fitting model. So if you plot the points of x1, y1, x2, y2, xn, yn on the xy plane, you will have points on the xy plane. You are fitting a straight line through them. Now y straight line, that is because this is the simplest graph that you can imagine. Of course, you can also fit higher order polynomials, then that would lead to non-linear regression. So the term linear comes from the fact that here we are having equation, we are fitting a straight line a plus bx. Okay, now obviously some of the values of now a plus bxi will definitely not be equal to yi's exactly. This is just an estimate of possible value of y. So actual values of y will deviate from a plus bxi. So I am adding a residual component. So the residual simply is the difference between yi and the a plus bxi. So you plot given say n pairs of point in the xy plane, you fit a straight line through them. Then given a value on the x-axis, you are predicting the value on the y-axis based on the point on the straight line. Now the corresponding to the xi, the observed value of yi may or may not be on the straight line. So the deviation of yi and the value value on the fitted straight line, that is a plus bxi, that is the error component. We call it the residual. So residual is simply yi minus a minus bxi. So there are some assumptions that make this model. Actually, this model is incomplete without these assumptions. So the assumptions are, this is a very classical model, IID. So errors are independent of one another, and they are assumed to be normally distributed with mean 0. So if you average out the error, the positive and negative error cancel out each other. That is the idea. And the errors have the common variance. So this is the central assumption. So this assumption is known as the homoscedasticity. Okay. So under this assumption, what happens is that then if you give me a value of x, so put say x equal to 0, then y is equal to a plus f psi I. So given a value of x, you can see that this is a number plus a random variable. So if you assume it to be normal, then this conditional distribution will also be normal with mean a plus bx, and variance will be, you are adding a constant, so it will be sigma square. So the mean of that conditional distribution will be a plus bx. So it is it comes really from these assumptions that the IID normal 0. So so the interpretation of the regression model is that it is supposed to estimate, it is used to model the mean of the conditional distribution of y given x. So under these assumptions. Okay, principle of least square. So under the assumption that the residuals have a common variance, so what we try to do, we choose a and b in such a way such that this residual variance is minimized, because the mean is 0. So if the variance is also very small, then the errors will be minimized, because if I have a random variable with mean 0 and variance small, then the values of the random variable will be close to 0. They will fluctuate close to 0. That is what we want. So the idea was to choose a and b under this homoscedasticity assumption that all the errors have the same variance. So we try to reduce that common variance. So with respect to a, b, so for that we take partial derivatives with respect to a and b and equate it to 0. So we get this pair of equation, which essentially leads to two equations in two unknowns, the unknowns being a and b, and solving them we get a equal to x. This is easier. So you see from the first equation. The second, of course, you have to substitute the value of a and do some math. Then b is equal to, I leave that as an exercise for you. You get the ratio of the covariance of xy divided by the variance of x. So it is the equation of y on x. So in the b is equal to covariance of xy divided by variance of x. Now if you remember the formula for correlation coefficient, so then you this is rho xy divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. So covariance is rho xy into standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y, but in the denominator you have variance of x. So they will the ratio finally becomes that correlation coefficient into sigma y by sigma x. So sigma x and sigma y are the respective standard deviation. Now you remember that the correlation coefficient varies between -1 to +1. So what will be the range of b? So the range of b, will it be +1? Will it be varying between -1 and +1? Definitely not, because if this ratio is more, if y varies more than x, then this ratio can be more than 1 or less than. So absolute value of b can be more than 1 if sigma y is more than sigma x, right? So therefore, there is no restriction on the correlation coefficient. It is just a real value. However, if the correlation coefficient is 0, then b will be equal to 0. So it is b is called the regression coefficient of y on x. So I will here leave you with an exercise that try to write down the regression coefficient of x on y, and in that case what would be b? What will be the regression coefficient? So substituting these optimal values of a and b, so optimal values of a and b in this equation, we get, so a and b are you can choose any value of a and b, you will get this equation, but now we have chosen a and b optimally, and so then we get this equation, expectation of yi minus expectation of, so deviation of mean from the y values is equal to rho xy sigma y sigma x minus deviation of mean from the x values plus the x epsilon I. So what you are doing, you are modeling the deviation of mean of the dependent random variable as a multiple of the deviations of mean of the independent random variable plus a random error component, which are assumed to have mean 0 and finite variance, finite and common variance. So this is referred to as the least square regression equation model. So the once you have these, I am not calling the least square models, because here a and b are arbitrary, only I am making this assumption. Under these assumptions, once you solve for a and b and put this, because you are getting a and b by the principle of least square, that is minimizing the variance, then you get this model is known as the least square linear regression model. Why linear? Because this is the equation of a straight line. And in that case, what will be the conditional mean of y given x equal to x? That you know, expectation of y, because under the assumption, under this assumption, what happens is that conditional distribution of yi given xi will be normal with mean expectation of yi plus the root xy by root sigma y sigma x, x minus expectation of x, and variance will be sigma square. So the conditional mean will be this one only. So here I have written this should be I, right? It doesn't matter because the mean is common, so it is same there IIT. So this is what it is. So now here the problems can be, suppose I give you the correlation coefficient and the standard deviations, then I ask you to compute the regression coefficient of y on x, or it may be other way around. So I may ask you what will happen if the correlation regression coefficient is 0, and then I may ask you what is the range of the regression coefficients, and so on and so forth. Thank you.